This is a video for section Geometry D of the Geometries module. In this video we're going to look at perimeter. Now the perimeter of a shape is the total length around the edges of the shape. The perimeter of a circle is called the circumference. When determining the perimeter of a combined shape, you need to add together the lengths of each part of the shape. Formulas are only required for rectangles and circles, and they are as follows. Rectangle, perimeter is 2 lots of the length plus 2 lots of the width, which can be summarised as 2 lots of L plus W. Because remember, you're going all the way around the shape. For a circle, circumference or perimeter is given by pi d, where d is the diameter, or 2 pi r, where r is the radius. You might want to read through the notes in the textbook that cover perimeter on other shapes. Now let's find the perimeters of the following shapes. Okay, in the first one we have an irregular shape, but you can look around and you have the distances of every single side, or the length of every single side. I always say to students it helps to put a star in the corner so you know that you work your way around until you get back to that star. It kind of helps not miss something. So the perimeter in this case is going to be 8 plus 4 plus 7 plus 9 plus 7 plus 6. Okay, and that gives us 41 centimetres. Always remember units. Okay, next we have a square. So you could use a rule if you wanted to. You can do that perimeter is 4 lots of the sides, or you can just add it up. The side length is 6, so 4 times 6 is 24, and it's metres. Circle, where we have the diameter, so circumference is pi d, so that's pi times 10. Use the pi button on your calculator to work this out. It's approximately 31.4 and it's centimetres. Here we have an equilateral triangle, so the perimeter is going to be 3 lots of the sides, which is 3 lots of 1.5, which is 4.5, and we're dealing with kilometres. Here we have a shape made up of a rectangle. You can see the rectangle here, and a semicircle. And we have a lot of unknown sides, so let's make sure we know what they all are. If the radius of the circle is 3, that means the diameter is going to be 6, so that means that D down there is 6 millimetres. This side and this side are the same, which is indicated by the lines, so that's 8 millimetres, and we need to work out the length of the semicircle. So in this case, perimeter is going to be, and I'm going to start here, 8 plus 6 plus 8 plus, it's going to be pi times the diameter, which is 6. Now you might want to work this bit out off to one side, or work it out first and then plug it in the formula. That's up to you. Okay, so when you work that out on the calculator, you get 31.44 millimetres. Now because I've used pi from the calculator, it's approximately that. Okay, next. Okay, I go around the shape and see what I don't know. I've got sides. I'm missing the A and I'm missing the B. Now, to work those out, I've got that this is 9, and I don't have that. I also have this is 6 and this is 5, so that means that whole length there is 11 metres. So if that's 9, that means this bit here has to be 2 metres. Okay, now I know all of this is 7. I know that's 3 and that's 2. So 7 take 3 take 2 leaves that to be 2 metres as well. Okay, so now we can work it out where the perimeter is going to be. Again, let's start somewhere. So I'm going to start here. 6 plus 2 plus 5 plus 7 plus 2 plus 2 plus 9 plus 3. And that gives me 36 metres. Okay, a rectangle with length 5.4 centimetres and width 3.9 centimetres. You can draw a diagram if you want, or you can just write, well, the perimeter is 2 lots of the length plus the width. So that's 2 lots of 5.4 plus 3.9, which gives 18.6, and it's centimetres. Always remember the units. An isosceles triangle with long side of 3.7 centimetres and shorter equal sides of 2.1 centimetres each. Again, you can draw a diagram if you want, or you can just go perimeter is going to be, well, the long side's 3.7, so 3.7, and the two equal sides are 2.1, so 2 times 2.1, and that gives me 7.9, and it's centimetres. Okay, again, if you drew a picture, it's got the long sides 3.7 centimetres and each of these sides 2.1. If you're going to draw a picture, it doesn't have to be to scale, just a quick diagram to help you. Okay, a regular hexagon. Now a hexagon has 6 sides. If you didn't remember that, it's at the beginning of the chapter on polygons. So side length's 1.9, so the perimeter has to be 6 lots of each side, so 6 times 1.9 gives me 11.4 metres. Note, I'm not putting my units in until the very end. A semicircle with radius of 27 millimetres, well, my circumference is 2 pi r, so 2 times pi times 27, and that gives me, again, it's approximately 138.8 millimetres. Now, remembering, I have a semicircle here where this is 27 millimetres. So far I've just gone around here. I also need this length here. So my perimeter is approximately 138.8 plus 2 lots of 27. So that gives me approximately, and I've stuffed up. Okay, now I'm looking at a semicircle. So a picture will reveal something here. Radius is 27 millimetres. Now if I just find the circumference, or half the circumference, I'm only going around this length here. We have to remember to add 2 lots of the radius as well. Okay, so the perimeter is going to be 2 pi r for the semicircle, but half of that. So 2 times pi times 27 gives me the whole circle, divided by 2 gives me half the circle, and then I need plus 2 lots of 27. That cancels there. So I have 27 pi plus 2 lots of 27 is 54. And plug that in a calculator, you get approximately 138.8 millimetres. Okay. Find the missing sides. Okay, it's given me the whole perimeter. It wants me to find x. So in this case, perimeter is sum of all the sides. So my perimeter is, let's just start there. So 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 7 plus 2 plus x. And I know all that's 30. So 30 is, add all those up, and I get 24. So plus x, take 24 from both sides, and I get 6. So therefore, x equals 6 millimetres. Okay, in this case I've got a rectangle. So perimeter is 2 lots of the length plus the width, and the perimeter is 19.2. So that's 2 lots of the length is 5.6 plus the width, which I don't know. Okay, so from there I can divide both sides by 2 if I want, or I can expand my brackets out. I'm going to divide by 2 because I can. So 9.6 equals 5.6 plus x. Take 5.6 from both sides and I get 4. So therefore x equals 4 metres. Next one's a square. So perimeter is 4 lots of the sides. 64 is going to be 4x. Divide both sides by 4, so x is 16 kilometres. Last one, equilateral triangle. So that would be 3 lots of the side. 6.3 equals 3 lots of x. 3 lots of x. Divide both sides by 3. And you get x is approximately 2.1. So therefore, not approximately, exactly. So x is equal to 2.1 centimetres. Okay, last one, find the radius of a circle with circumference 1.5 centimetres. Well, circumference is given by 2 pi r. So 1.57 equals 2 pi r. I need to get rid of the 2 pi, so I'm going to divide both sides by 2 pi. Again, use a pi in your calculator. So r ends up being approximately 0.25 millimetres. Next, a rectangular yard is being fenced. In this case, I like to draw a picture with 3 strands of wire. If the yard measures 3 metres by 2.5 metres, what is the cost of fencing the yard with wire that costs $3.14 per metre? Okay, so if I'm thinking about this, I might draw a picture where this is 3 metres and this is 2.5 metres. So now I've got 3 strands of wire. So my perimeter is going to be 2 lots of length plus width. So that's 2 lots of 3 plus 2.5, which is 11 metres. It's $3.50 per metre, so my cost, and I'm going 3 times around. It's being fenced with 3 strands of wire. So what that means is each side has 3 strands of wire. Does that make sense? So your fence looks something like this. If that helps. So my cost is going to be the total perimeter times by 3, because I need 3 lots of it, times by my $3.14. And that gives me $103.62. It's a worded question, so therefore cost of fencing would be $103.62. Next, a racing track is formed with semicircular ends and a rectangle as shown below. What is the length of the straight if the track needs to be 400 metres long and the diameter of the ends is 35 metres? So I need to know the straight, which is that there. So the perimeter is going to be each of the ends plus the straights. Okay, so the ends have a diameter of 35, and together those two ends make one circle. Okay, so that's going to be pi times d, which is 35, and my straights are going to be 2 lots of x. Okay, and I know my total perimeter has to be 400 metres. So now I have 400 equals 35 pi plus 2x. Take 35 pi off each end. Okay, so and then divide by 2. So to take 35 pi off each end, I get 400 minus 35 pi equals 2x. Now I don't want to approximate until the end, so now I'm going to divide both sides by 2. Far out. Okay, a racing track is formed with semicircular ends on a rectangle as shown below. What is the length of the straight if the track needs to be 400 metres long? So we know that the perimeter is 400 metres. These two semicircles will combine to make a circle. So, and it's telling me to just use pi as 3.14. So my perimeter in this case is going to be my semicircular ends plus the straights. Okay, so that 400, now the semicircular ends put together is just going to be pi times d, so pi times 35 plus 2 lots of my straights, which is 2x. So 400 minus 35 pi equals 2x. divide both sides by 2. Why am I not working this out until I go? Well, it means I'm not going to have to approximate until the very end. So 400 minus 35 pi divided by 2, and pi is 3.14. So if you plug that in your calculator, you get approximately 145.05 meters. So therefore, the straight would be approximately, so it's not exactly, 145.05 meters long. Okay, now it's important that all measurements are in the same units, because if they aren't, you can't calculate the perimeters. So do that first. So here I've got find the perimeter of the following rectangle. You see here I've got meters and centimeters. Now it's probably easier to change your meters. 1.2 meters is 120 centimeters, and then find your perimeter. So perimeter is 2 lots of length plus W, so that's 2 lots of 70 plus 120, so 2 lots of 190, which gives me 380. And it's centimeters. If you went the opposite way, your answer would end up being 3.8 meters. What now? Well, complete exercise Geometry D1 in your textbook.